Making the arms is a similar process as it was with making the legs. We'll start with a couple of simple extrusions and we will tweak and tune as we go along. So the first thing we need to figure out is, do we want to pull out just a 2-pack of polygons, or do we want to pull out all 4? So let's go to faces mode. We'll grab these 2, perhaps we want 3. We need a center line, so that'll give us that. We don't have any center lines down here, so I think 2 should be fine. Let's go ahead and pull them out and see how it looks. So we'll start with an extrusion, and that'll give us the shoulder. Let's position that one. We got a little bit too carried away. So something like that. Scale to get it flat, and we'll scale on the top, about like that, and position it just so. Looks pretty good. Gets us kind of that armpit shape, the shoulder shape, and we'll want to leave a little bit of space for the shoulder bend in case we pose this character later. So another extrusion. That one came out pretty well. And then another extrusion all the way out to the elbow. I'm doing a lot of this in the top view, so that top ortho is the one. Once again, we're going to be a little bit off in our scale, so we will have to kind of pick one of these views to really kind of rule them all, huh? Scale here, scale there, position there. Not bad. Another extrusion. Rotate a little bit, just to give it a little bit of an elbow bend, as the elbows are going to bend in that direction. And then another extrusion. Let's move, and let's rotate, and let's scale. Move here, scale up. This particular model gives the hands a bit more of like a mitt-like mitten shape, so it starts to scale them up a tad. That's fine. That looks pretty good. You can see it gives a little thickness around the palm, and then it tapers at the finger. More extrusions. Just kind of following along in the line. Again, rotating, adjusting, scaling, positioning. The job of 1,000 clicks. Alright, out we go again. And this one, a little bit different. A little scaling to keep that from bending. A little rotation. And a little bit more scaling there. Gets the width, just because, I guess we could have used that exact axis scale there. That worked out a little bit better than I thought, but you can see how it's scaling it up a ton in our front view, so we don't want to lose control of that. Move it back into position, and should be good. And then the rest of the kind of the mitten paw area there. More extrusions. And you can see I've got an extra cut here that it doesn't have. That's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world to have a little bit extra geometry. But let's rotate this and position it and scale it. Then, in wireframe mode, with a little bit of lasso tool, point mode please, we can use this just to position our points and get a little bit more of that like mitten, paw-like positioning. And you can see that I've got a little bit of an extra vert there. It's not going to be the end of the world, but just maybe use those extra points if you have them to round out the shape and just make it look as rounded where necessary. There we go. Oops. Let's rotate this guy. Then next, the thumb. Let's make sure we get those faces selected. I think we're going to extrude the thumb from this spot. And I'd really like just that polygon. And it's quite thick, but we're going to taper it out to make the thumb. Extrusion, please. And then a rotation. And then some clever scaling. And some more positioning. And some more scaling. Just kind of flatten that out. And then some adjustments in the front ortho. And then maybe just a quick spin around to look and see how it looks in the perspective, because some of these views, they look okay. Some of them, they look kind of rough, so you don't want to lose track of the perspective view. See how the thumb's looking pretty thick. So let's get that into a much better position. Alright, probably, I'd say good enough, except this one point is really what I don't like. I want that to kind of follow a bit forward, so let's kind of tilt that. See how it follows the flow a little bit more? I don't think we're going to get that with our scaling wizardry, so sometimes you just have to kind of pinch and pull the points exactly where you want them. So, looking pretty good there. Now, back to faces mode. Let's get in there, grab that face, and one final extrusion, I think. And scaled down, and positioned, and scaled down in the front. So now when I zoom out, I've got two beautiful arms, and the thumbs and the hands and the palms and the arms and everything else are decently on point. They're not perfect, but they're decent enough to where this should give us a pretty good model base. Command S, and we will take next steps with connecting the head and the neck.